Right, today I'm going to talk to you about automating your savings, right? Because so many of you get your money into your account and you just don't know what to do with it. What you're doing is you're setting yourself up for disaster. Until you get control of your income, it's difficult for you to even know what's going to be the outcome of it. And so what you're doing is you're just running a rat race and you're getting money coming in and you're throwing it out in every different direction, but you have absolutely zero control. And today I'm going to explain exactly how you can get control of your money. So look, this is how I've ruled my life, and my life the last 25 years, I have made a fair amount of money and investments and assets, and now I'm sitting here pretty, talking to you, trying to tell you what I did so that you can get close enough to where I am, what you're doing right now. And if this is you, you're literally going to work, you are making your money, it's coming in, you're paying your bills, you're spending, and then you're getting to the end of it and you're going, I've got nothing left, at least a week before. And you can't say, oh, I will go out and eat, or I will fly to wherever, because you can't. You don't own your time, you don't own your money. And so I am going to show you exactly how to do that in this video, because it's set up from the very foundation, and that's the minute that money comes into your account, you need to start making it work for you. You need to start paying you, not everyone else. Now, I know this works in theory, I know it works in practice, but you will go through a journey where there'll be a point that there isn't anything left at the end of it, but you still need to own your money and you still need to control it and know exactly where you are. Because let's assume, right, that your money that's coming in is literally out the door on your essentials and you've got nothing left. So now what do you do about it? You can either sit there and cry about it, or you can find a solution. And that is looking around you for everything that could potentially make you money. Now, I'll go back to my 20s when I first bought my first house. My whole paycheck paid my mortgage. So how the hell did I do it? How did I survive? How did I eat? How did I pay for my fuel? Well, I'm going to tell you, it was not easy. And I saw my friends at my age going out, enjoying themselves and having fun. And there was me sitting in my house that I owned on a mortgage, right? Looking out the window and thinking to myself, my friends are having fun. But you know what? I'm so glad that was the step and the choice that I took at that time. And I didn't choose to go out and enjoy myself and have fun with the money that I earned. I was putting it into an asset. I was putting it into my home, and my home grew in value. But let me talk you through how I made it. Back in the day, fortunately, when I finished work, I used to go to my mum's and I used to have dinner at hers. And I allocated £1, yes, £1 every day to have some lunch. And that lunch consisted of whatever would fill my belly. And generally it would be apples and bananas and fruit. And I used to walk from one end of my high street to the other end of the high street to go to the fruit and veg shop, because they were cheaper and I got more for my money and I needed more. And then I filled up on water, and what I didn't realise was I was helping myself, you know. Free teas and coffees at work, that helped fill me up, as did the fruit get me through the day. Anyway, dinner at mum's, stuffed my face, next day skipped breakfast, had a coffee at work, I got through. Now, I didn't want to just get through, I wanted more, you know, and that's what you should be thinking. I want more than where I am right now. Is this my existence? Is this my life? So I looked around me and there wasn't anything to sell because I didn't own very much, and there wasn't anything I could do because my time was already consumed with work. So I had a room and I rented it, and that room then gave me some flexibility, but I didn't waste it again. I didn't spend it on going out and buying myself clothing or anything that was not going to add value or substance to my existence. I kept the money and I saved it. And I automated everything that came into my account, and I allocated money that I was allowed to spend. Because if I can do it on 0 to 0, then I can do something with the money that's come in that's going to be valuable to me. And then I started putting them into savings plans. So the simplest savings plan that you can do is to automate everything in your bank account. So as it arrives, everything that arrived into my bank account digitally, let's call it, because your pay came into your bank every single month I was paid. Some get paid weekly, but the weekly is out of fashion now. They don't do it. You get paid monthly, the money comes in, and now your bills are out. So start off with setting standing orders or direct debits. But from where? Why are you doing it from your main bank account? Because that main bank account is It needs to be transparent. You need to see what's happening. So, paycheck comes into the bank account. A sum of money is sent automatically by standing order to another bank account. And that bank account is called your bills account. And then you'll have your savings account. And then you'll have your other account, whether it's for fun, whether it's for holiday, whether it's for unexpected. You will always have an emergency fund account, and that emergency fund should have 3 times the money that you spend in a month, and it should be kept separate. And as soon as you've saved that 3 months worth of money, you now have a surplus that you can send over to the savings account. And the savings account is for a purpose. Give yourself a reason to save. There's no excuses. You can't assume that things are just going to happen on a month-to-month basis. You have to put things in play and automating that as soon as it arrives. Now, with your bills, let's talk about the bills account. So you've got your rent, you've got your mortgage, your council tax, your utilities, your internet, your mobile phone. All of that set figure needs to go into your bills account. Paycheck comes in, swipe that bit over, and realistically what you're aiming at is that being 50% of your income, so that the other 30 is for savings and the other 20 is guilt-free spending. Because let's face it, we've got to live, we've got to enjoy. Remember this, if you have not got enough coming in, that is what your needed focus is, to focus on how you can achieve more. If you can't do what I did, then you're going to have to find another solution. No excuses. You have to make it happen. And if you don't make it happen, then stay in that little rat race and keep going and do what you do and get to the end of the month and just survive, because that's what you're doing. You're just existing. So do you want to exist, or do you want to do more out of your life? Because life is for living. And let's face it, the world, the routines that exist don't allow us to do it, but you can make it happen. You can listen to what I am telling you. You can take it on board and you can make changes and be positive about them, instead of sitting there wallowing, crying in depression and blaming somebody else, like the government or the cost of living or the price of fuel impacting your life. I am going to give you a bulletproof routine that you can follow that will help you change your life from how it is now. All you got to do is listen, get a pen and paper and start writing. And what you have to do is you've got to be consistent with it. You can't just go, oh, okay, I'm going to pop £100 into savings. No, you have to be consistent with it and you have to be disciplined with it. And if you have to make sacrifices along the way, then that's exactly what you're going to do, because trust me, that process is going to help you later on. And yes, I know it's overwhelming and I know it's scary, but look, it's just like riding a bike, right? You're going to get on the bike, you're going to learn how to do it, and first you're going to pedal slowly, and eventually, before you know it, you're riding the bike and you are off in the wind. So let's look at the bills account, right? What you've got to do is set them all to go out on the same day. And that bank balance of yours should be a zero balance from beginning to end. And if you get a little surplus opportunity when that arises, put it in, because then you're going to be ahead of the game. Money is an emotional thing, and it impacts your well-being, it impacts your mind, it impacts your stress, depression, all of it. But the minute you start taking control to say that I own my money, I am in control of my money, whether you get left with nothing at the end of it, you are still in control, and that will give you the well-being, and the well-being takes you out of the dark hole and up into an energy, and that energy is what is going to drive you to succeed. Because when you feel great about something, you see things, you think differently, you open your mind up to opportunities that you just can't see when you're in the darkness. So this is it. The first step to gaining control and getting your freedom is to first start off with automating that money when it comes in into its pockets of bills, enjoyment, savings, guilt-free, to propel and guide you in a direction so that you can feel the ease, and that ease is going to allow you to start thinking beyond the box. And when you've got time, you have opportunity to learn, to see, and to grow. I hope you've enjoyed what I've put into this content, and if you have, pop some comments below to tell me if there was something that I've missed, and if I have, I'll address it in another video, because I'm Saira Hayati. I make money make sense and the rest, and I'm here purely so that I can guide you on a path that will take you to a destination of peace and happiness and freedom. Because let's face it, we live in a world where money is the object.